Howdy folks. Climate change. Is it real or is it fake? Well, for the scientists that are saying it's real, I've heard that people say it's a nefarious scheme, for them to get rich. Or are those convincing us that it's fake? Are they just doing it to get rich? Most people can agree, though, that the world is getting hotter. But then why can't we agree on why? Is it just a cycle of the Earth? Or are humans causing it? Well, about the scientists that say the other scientists are lying, I think that it's a scheme for someone to get paid. Come to think of it, I think we've seen this before. Over and over. Because I remember when the cigarette companies were like, their scientists were like, no, cigarettes don't cause cancer. They're healthy for you. Our scientists smoke all the time. It's okay. Asbestos? No, that's A-okay. It's the dang Pink Panther lobby with their pink insulation. Our scientists say that lead gas is okay. And breathing lead exhaust, that's not bad. Roundup weed killer? Why, I saw studies say that wouldn't hurt a fly. And the list keeps going on and on. Let's just say whoever stands to lose the most money that they're currently making, they're probably the ones, who scientists are telling some fibs. Well, at least that's what it seems like. If history follows. Now, like I said, this could just be a natural cycle, they say. But here's the thing. Let's put it like this. If you started having health problems and the doctor says, oh, well, you need surgery or else you're going to die, are you going to tell him, no, that's not the reason. Death is just a cycle. Now, most people, they wouldn't say that. Most people would say, well, I have a problem. The doctor says this is the solution, so let's at least try it and see if it works. That's what most people would say. Well, listen, climate change, it could not be caused by humans. It could not be caused by them. But if there's a solution, then why wouldn't we try to see if it works, And in the process, we would learn new things, make things more efficient, create jobs, expand our understanding of the cause. So why wouldn't we do the only solution that's being proposed besides nothing, which isn't a solution at all? Well, because a bunch of scientists are being paid by whoever stands to lose the most money, and they're telling us the world is flat. So, I think we've seen this before. Oh, wait, we have. It's the money. Follow the money. The same spirit that is tricking us that cigarettes, asbestos, and weed killer and lead gas are okay. Yeah, I can see that same spirit wanting us to die rather than lose money to get that surgery that the doctor said. While the whole time, we keep on buying what they're selling as we fund our own death. But like I said, we've seen this before. Petrol companies with lead gasoline, they were poisoning people with lead gas. And they were saying it's okay. And they did it all for the money. The people were literally dying from lead poisoning from the petrol companies, and they denied it. So that does sound familiar. Does it sound like something that's going on today? So it's not that much of a stretch to believe that we're getting tricked now. Again. The only difference is this climate change will be infinitely more disastrous than lead gasoline. So here's the problem. We can't do anything. Why? Because of money. We won't even try to see if it works. I've heard a conspiracy theory that the shadow powers, they're trying to depopulate the Earth because there's way too many people, they think. And they've already waited. They'd rather us die for money. Make money and us die. And whoever's trying to depopulate the Earth, they scare us that if we try, it's going to be bad for us economically. Our family's going to struggle. And that means we're going to make less money. And that means they're going to make less money. And you know what? They're going to punish everyone for it. as we pay for it. It's been said, money is the root of all evil. That's actually a misnomer. It's actually the love of money is the root of all evil. And you know what? Simply because someone doesn't want to sacrifice by making a little less billions, they're convincing us to do nothing, while suffering will increase exponentially. And most good people would agree that that's pretty evil. The root of that. But, being convinced to do nothing, come on. Sounds like the pinnacle of foolishness. And all for the lust of money. All for the lust of that. Being the root of all evil. Listen, I don't know if you believe in God or not, but God put fossil fuels under the earth for a reason. Because it was above earth, and it was much, much hotter then. So God put it under the earth. And now we're just pumping it into the atmosphere. Willy-nilly. I've heard people say that God's in control. And that we are actually being punished because of the heathens. Not because of climate change or anything that the non-heathens are doing. But it seems like the ones who are saying this are the same ones supporting the love of money doers of evil. The earth depopulators. The ones that Jesus said, these rich can't hardly get into heaven. Maybe that's why it's getting hot. They're dragging us all down to hell with them. And it seems that we are testing God. Like Satan is like, jump off the roof. And then we're like, hey, God's gonna save us. And then when we jump off the roof and get hurt because we listen to Satan, we'll be like, it's the heathens. And God's like, Jesus Christ, I sent my son. A fourth of what I told him to say was that the rich can hardly get into heaven. And a few chapters about Revelation is about punishing, the punishment from believing them. And then I told my son what you gotta do. In Revelation, the merchants are gonna weep. Remember that conspiracy theory? Someone's trying to depopulate the earth. And yeah, Revelation said a third of life on earth, it's gonna die. And we already see mass extinctions, disasters, running out of water. And you know what? Maybe it is the heathens. Seems pretty heathen to me to want to die so someone else can get rich. I think that we need to accept the fact that the earth is headed towards a disaster of biblical proportions. Old Testament wrath of God type stuff. It's in Revelation, right? But we don't have to be punished. It's like Jonah and Nineveh. And the way I see it is that we have two choices. What are those two choices? We can either do nothing and be punished, or we can try the solution. Well, what is the solution, you ask? Well, I'm glad you ask. How about we start tending to the garden instead of believing Satan's deal takers, paying them to consume God's good green earth. And we're literally paying for us to suffer and to consume our great gift. And you know what? If money's the problem, if there isn't enough money for us to not die, well, I have a theory. Everything belongs to God. God's work is to take care of our needs. And anyone who says, no, this money is mine and not God's, so I'll keep it and you guys could suffer. Well, that sounds pretty anti-Christ to me. I don't know about you. Or even if you believe in that things. That's why we need to change what we value. Because whoever is trying to depopulate the earth, like it says in Revelation, they don't care if we suffer. So I guess we can not get the surgery and die because we don't have enough money to pay for it, because we allowed them to steal, what was God's. Or on the other hand, if the truth be for us, who could stand against us? But hey, these are all just theories, I guess we would have to test it to find out. But here's the thing. I don't want to test the death part. I only want to test life. So if you want to test life, subscribe. Give this a thumbs up. We can go all the way this time. Moving mountains. I'll see you later.